Alright, everybody, here's part 3 of my belated birthday special for Leaf and also my 2,000 subscriber special for Mark. And this time around, we're playing Jeopardy featuring Alex Trebek on the DOS. Alright, here we go. Let's play. I'm up for a challenge. Expert. No, one human player, sorry. I'm returning.
Hi everyone and welcome to Jeopardy.
Let's play.
Here we go, round one. One daily novel will appear on the board in these categories.
We are going to be dealing with France. We also have kings and queens. We have 19th century, imaginary islands, sports, and finally, the comics. Oh, these are going to be a challenge. But I like challenges, so I will not change the categories. I'll start with the comics for 100. And the answer is... There's a statue of him in Crystal City, Texas, erected by spinach growers. Who is Popeye?
Right.
Let's go with comics for 200. This bow-tied redhead has been going to Riverdale High for over 45 years. Who is Archie?
Right.
The comics for 300. Daily double.
Yes,
Currently at $300, but I can risk up to 500 if I wish, and I would like to do just that. This Walt Kelly comic character who first said, "We have met the enemy, and he is us." Who's Pogo?
That's it.
Putting me at $800, and I'll go with the comics for 400. Brady Brothers, whose German name means both hangover and the yowling of cats. Who are the Cats and Jammer kids?
Right.
The comics for 500. On December 15th, Peanuts' Schroeder celebrates the birthday of this man. Who is Beethoven?
That's it.
Up to $1,700, just like that. Okay, let's have France for 100. Built from the 11th to the 16th century, this abbey citadel rests on an island off the coast of Normandy. Heidi. Mont Saint-Michel.
That's it.
That is correct. France for 200. When you're on the left bank in Paris, you're left of this river. What is the Seine?
Yes.
France for 300. Once a Mediterranean fishing village, it's now famous for a film festival. What is Cannes?
Yes.
France for 300. 400, I mean. I'm sorry. France for 400. University of Paris, known by the name of its most famous college. Heidi. The Sorbonne, yep.
Yes.
France for 500. Founded about 600 BC by Greeks, it's France's main seaport. Marseille. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Kings and Queens, 100. Hers was the longest reign in English history. Who is Queen Victoria?
Right.
Kings and Queens, 200. To learn about building a navy, this great czar worked as a ship carpenter in Holland. Who is Peter the Great?
You are correct.
Kings and Queens for 300. Louis XVIII became King of France after this ruler's exile in 1814. Who is Napoleon?
That's it.
Kings and Queens for 400. James II fled England in the Glorious Revolution of 1688, and they became joint sovereigns. Who are William and Mary?
Right.
Kings and Queens, 500. Illiterate himself, this great Frankish ruler founded a palace school and attended it with his children. Who is Charlemagne?
Right.
Let's have Imaginary Islands for 100. Sir Thomas More created this idyllic island 50 miles off the coast of the Americas. What is Utopia?
Right.
Imaginary Islands, 200. Friday's Beach is one of several beaches on this character's island in the Atlantic. Who is Robinson Crusoe?
That's it.
Imaginary Islands for 300. Supposedly near Mexico, its name comes from Captain Flint's booty buried there. What is Treasure Island?
That's it.
Imaginary Islands for 400. This monstrous animal came to New York from Skull Island, southwest of Sumatra. Who is King Kong?
Right.
Imaginary Islands for 500. The Island of the Busy Bees is in the Tyrrhenian Sea, and this children's classic by Carlo Collodi. What is Pinocchio?
You are correct.
19th century for 100. Three and a half years after he was buried in New Orleans, Jefferson Davis was reburied in this state capital. Richmond. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right. In 1882, Charles J. Guiteau was hanged for assassinating this man. Who is James Garfield?
You are correct.
Let's go to the 19th century for 300. He wrote his first operetta, Prince Ananias, in 1994, 60 years before Naughty Marietta. Victor Herbert.
Yes.
All right. Next. This ornate art style, featuring flowing, curving lines, flourished in the late 1800s. Art Nouveau. All right.
That's it.
Okay. While trying to solve the slavery problem in 1850, he said, "I would rather be right than president." Who's Henry Clay?
Yes.
We have one category left, which has to do with sports. A subject that I do not take interest in. But let's play. Sport in which scores in increments of 1, 3, 6, and occasionally 2 points. What is football?
You are correct.
200. In baseball, if a fair ball pops out of the glove of an outfielder and over the fence, it's ruled this. What's a home run?
Right.
300. These categories weren't as tough as I thought they would be. Or the clues, rather, I guess I should say. When judges' marks are announced for gymnastics events, these two scores are discarded. What are the highest and lowest?
Yes.
400. Sport in which Australia might beat Pakistan by an inning in 21 runs. What is cricket?
Yes.
Last clue. In this, you get 1 point for each stone in the house and closer to the tee than any stone of the opposing side. What is curling?
Right.
So at the end of the Jeopardy round, I'm at $7,400. Heidi has 1,000. Camille has 800. So we all answered questions correctly.
Here we go.
Nobody missed any clues that round. Let's go to round 2, Double Jeopardy.
Two daily doubles to help you in one of these categories.
We're dealing with fictional characters, islands, word origins, insect trivia, plastics, and finally, business and industry. No, I don't want to change the categories. I'm going to keep them the way they are. Ooh, excuse me. Islands for 200. The first communist state in the Western Hemisphere. What is, Hawaii?
No.
Oh, no. First incorrect response I've given all game. Darn it. Rome?
No.
I don't think so.
That's it.
Cuba. Cuba. Oh boy. Alright. Islands 400. In 1953, it was declared an integral part of Denmark. What is Greenland?
Yes.
Island 600. Island country where you'll find the Maori speaking Maori. What is New Zealand?
Right.
Islands 800. While Big Diomede belongs to Russia, Little Diomede belongs to this country. What is the U.S.?
No.
What? Oh. You had to put the United States. Oh.
Right.
Darn. Japan's largest city, highest mountain, and largest lake are on, looking on this, its largest island. What is Honshu Island?
You are correct.
Yay. Alright. I will choose business and industry for 200. The great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company's grocery stores are known by this name. What is A&P?
You are correct.
Let's have business and industry for 400. This company operates a museum of soup tureens in Camden, New Jersey. What is Campbell's?
Right.
Let's take business and industry for 600. Though it changed its name from Standard Oil of New Jersey, it's still headquartered there. What is Exxon?
Right.
Business and industry for 800. Daily double.
The answer there is daily double.
I'm gonna go for a true daily double. This city's Condenson has the highest residential electric rates in the U.S. What is New York?
Right.
A business and industry for 1,000. America's fourth largest foundation derives from the will of this bandage maker. Who is Johnson?
Right.
$20,200 at this point, or 20,000. Yeah, 20,200. Let's have fictional characters for 200. He and his band of merry men appear in Ivanhoe. Who is Robin Hood?
You are correct.
Fictional characters for 400. In Tom Sawyer, the widow Douglas takes him into her home. Who is Huckleberry Finn?
Right.
Fictional characters for 600. Joel Chandler Harris's favorite uncle. Who's Uncle Remus?
Right.
Alright. Let's have fictional characters for 800. Appropriately, Nathan Detroit moves his floating crap game to a sewer in this musical. What is Guys and Dolls?
That's it.
Fictional characters 1,000. Queequeg's occupation in Moby Dick. What is a blacksmith?
No, sorry, that's
No, that's
wrong.
wrong. Oh well. He is a ghoul. No,
No.
that cannot be right.
Right.
Harpooner is it? A comedian might find one in his soup. What's a fly?
That's it.
Insectaria for 200. Or ward origins for 200. From Latin to lie down on, the device in which premature babies lie down. What is an incubator? Let's go back to the other category for 400, please. Police special weapons team are what you do to a pesky mosquito. What is SWAT?
Right.
Insect trivia for 600. Completes a Ben Franklin phrase. Here, Scug lies snug. What is as a bug in a rug?
Right.
Insect trivia for 800.
The answer there is
Alright. Let's go Tradiddle again. This beetle, named for an eastern country, was first spotted in the U.S. in 1916 in New Jersey. What is it? The Japanese beetle.
You are correct.
Insect trivia for 1,000. Balls of naphthalene are protection against them. What are moths?
Right.
Word origins for 400. From Latin for an image, one of a hated person might be burned. It is an asteroid? No.
No, sorry, that is wrong.
That is so wrong. An effigy, I think that's right.
Yes.
Plastics for 200. In July 1988, Soviet Olympic Committee head Yuri Titov was issued for Sov card. One of these. What's a credit card?
That's it.
Plastics for 400. In 1868, John W. Hyatt created the first celluloid to replace the ivory balls used in this sport. What is billiards?
Yes.
Plastics for 600. Meaning upon oxygen, it's any of the reasons that form a strong adhesion. What's an epoxy?
You are correct.
Plastics for 800. In 1988, this Danish city made out of little plastic bricks celebrated its 20th anniversary. What is Legoland?
That's it.
Plastics for 1,000. The plastic fiber that was the title of a 1981 film starring the late Divine. What is polyester?
Yes.
The name for this direct decorative rain spout comes from the Old French gargoyle, throat. What is a gargoyle?
Right.
800. From Greek for a racetrack, Circus Maximus in Rome was an example of this type of equestrian arena. A hippodrome, yep.
Yes.
Now the last clip. This fancy word for an indoor swimming pool is Latin for a place for swimming. What's a natatorium?
Yes.
Putting me over $50,000. $50,800 for me, $3,000 for Heidi, $400 for Camille.
Here is today's final Jeopardy category.
U.S. geography, okay.
Final Jeopardy answer is...
The longest boundary between any two states is the one between these two. What are Texas and Oklahoma?
What did you put down as your response?
Texas and Oklahoma.
Yes.
Yippee-ki-booyah!
And your wager was...
$49,200, meaning Mark and Leaf get $100,000.
What did you put down as your response?
Giraffes?
No.
What?
And your wager was...
You dum-dum.
What did you put down as your response? Right. And your wager was...
So I win the game with $100,000. And I'm going to see you all for that next segment. Wait a minute.